Ladies and gentlemen, I want to read you CNBC. Elon Musk says he'll vote Republican, bashes Democrats. U.S. News. Tesla's Musk says he can no longer support Democrats who will vote Republican. Reuters. Tesla's Musk says he can no longer support Democrats. And there's Fortune. Elon Musk says he'll vote Republican. And that Democrats are no longer the kindness party. Why do you think he's buying Tesla, ladies and gentlemen? He's buying Tesla because he knows... why do you think he's buying Twitter? He's buying Twitter because he knows that Twitter will be used against him in the near future or in a couple of years. He bought the company and then it opened up a Pandora's box of vitriol, or I should say the floodgates of vitriol and contempt against him that Democrats, morally superior, wonderful liberals, oh, they're so highly educated, had towards him anyway. Because anybody who doesn't think exactly like a morally superior, wonderful liberal Democrat is against democracy or working for another country and, of course, prejudiced. But you heard this here first, and I did tell you, like in September of 2001, I said Bitcoin would crash. Well, I said the stock market would crash. And we're seeing that. I have a very important segment on the stock market crash channel. I started that channel in late September, or the middle of September. The first time on this channel, H.A. Goodman, we're over 197,000 subs. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Let's get to 200,000 subs. I am ecstatic. Thank you so very much, each and every one of you. Thank you for getting us over 197,000 subs. Tell your friends about this channel because I did tell everyone that we're going to have a devastating market crash, and we're seeing that right now. And I told everyone that Bitcoin and crypto, the entire crypto world would crash, and we're seeing it take place. Tether is like Bernie Madoff Enron times 2. And you're going to see Tether, unfortunately, go the way of Terra Luna. But on September 9th, 2021, watch the playlist. I stated we're going to have a stock market crash, and we're seeing it right now. On September 16th, I started my stock market crash channel. On September 20th, I said Bitcoin was going to crash in 2021. In January 22nd, 2022, I said it would fall below 10,000, and I have a Bitcoin crash to 10,000 or below channel. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been telling the entire world what was taking place. I wrote about this in the Federalist. I was published in October of 2021. I'm not patting myself on the back or tooting my own horn. I am telling the world that my thoughts have been spot on, and I was one of the very few people, if not the only person in politics, saying this is going to take place. But ladies and gentlemen, Elon Musk is voting for, so hit subscribe to all 3 channels, the Bitcoin Crash channel, the Stock Market Crash channel, and this channel. I have 3 channels on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm growing the other 2. Hit subscribe, become a member of this channel if you want to support my work. Ladies and gentlemen, my Patreon is below. He's going to vote for Trump or DeSantis. Now, I believe Donald Trump will be nominee. Could be DeSantis. You never know. I love DeSantis. Love Trump. Something about a great economy and no food shortages, and a great foreign policy. If you're opposed by the Lincoln Project, say it slowly. If you are opposed by the Lincoln Project, then I will vote for you. Okay? For president. Tulsi Gabbard, Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, Rand Paul, all opposed by the Lincoln Project. You know who wouldn't oppose Bernie Sanders, by the way? The Lincoln Project. They would love him, probably. Because if the Democratic Party said jump, he'd say how high. But anyway, he got cheated. He said nothing. He blamed another country. Anyway, the entire racket. I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. The unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. I can tell you, everything I wanted in terms of the economy and foreign policy with Bernie, I got with Donald Trump. Thank God we had the years we had with Donald Trump, because this catastrophe under President Mashed Potato Brain is unbelievable. It's worse than I ever imagined. But actually, the economic collapse, because we ended the economic activity 2 years ago, because the wonderful experts, bureaucrats, and maniacs told us to do so for our benefit, we're seeing the repercussions. That's the Pandora's box of economic and financial and macroeconomic problems. The recession is going to be devastating in terms of the stock market crash and the crypto crash and shortages. So I've been talking about that, like I said, since September of last year, and I'm telling you, he's almost certainly, I'll say almost certainly, I'm not as certain as I was about the stock market crash, but he's almost certainly going to vote for Trump or DeSantis. And he's going to do so because he can't stand the Democratic Party. Because the Democratic Party wants, if you claim to be quote-unquote liberal and you are okay with a disinformation governance board, you are a morally superior, highly educated maniac who wants to stifle debate, discussion, discourse, and legislate your or politicize or legislate or legitimize your sensibilities and, prevent people from offering a rebuttal, a rational, logical, decent rebuttal or compelling counter-argument to whatever it is that you're apoplectic about. So they want Musk to always, they want to keep their billionaires in line, and the billionaires and the very, very, powerful corporations, they know what's going on. You think Major League Baseball moving its all-star game cared about what the Democratic Party cares about? No. You think these marketing departments in corporations suddenly say, well, we're dropping this person, or we're dropping that, we're not sponsoring that person anymore, because we received 10 calls on the telephone, 10 tweets, and we were very upset. No, none of these people believe in anything the Democratic Party believes in. Okay, because today's Trump Republican is the Democrat of 10 years ago. That is, today's Trump Republican Party is the Democrat, the liberal Democrat of 2010 or 2012. The 80s want their foreign policy back. Remember when President Obama said that? And they know, you could see they're going after him right now with the usual playbook. He knew that Trump was fighting a system. I don't think Elon Musk liked Trump's personality, but he's going to vote for Trump or DeSantis. And he knows that since he can't, that's probably factoring into one of the reasons he bought Twitter. He bought Twitter because he knew there was going to be a market downturn. He predicted also a recession. I was saying there was going to be a recession also in October of 2021. Read the Federalist article and watch the playlist and subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel and the Bitcoin Crash channel. Bitcoin's going to get to below 10,000. So, Elon Musk knows a lot more than I do about business. He's a brilliant man, infinitely more than I do. But Bitcoin's going to get to 10,000 or below. And I accurately predicted the stock market crash. We're seeing it right now. And the financial downturn. But he probably says, hey, you know what? For Tesla or SpaceX to grow, I need half the population on my side. I can't just marginalize the 70-plus million Americans who voted for Trump. He also says probably, hey, I like Trump. Secretly. He probably doesn't like his personality, but he liked what Trump was doing in terms of the economy, in terms of foreign policy. And with the Democratic Party, it is a gigantic cult that if they don't like you, they will demolish you and try to silence you and try to marginalize and demean and disparage you through the use of social media, Twitter, and hit pieces. They have operatives or activists masquerading as journalists. There are no journalists, very few journalists at left-leaning publications today. The same article is written in Washington Post, New York Times, CNN, MSNBC, Rolling Stone, Vanity Fair, Esquire, Mother Jones, The Nation, New Yorker, New York Magazine, Time Magazine. It's the same article. It's the same template. Trump bad, Democrats good. Or Trump bad, let's pretend we're not Democrats and, bolster Democratic Party ideology. Either way, it's the same template. Trump is always bad. Anyone who agrees with Trump is bad. Any horrible atrocity that takes place has to be Trump's fault or a Fox News pundit, even though it's in a blue state and Democratic politicians failed to protect people in many ways on numerous topics. Just ask Andrew Cuomo, who won an Emmy, who was kicked out and who was accused by fellow Democrats of botching his response, leading to 10 to 13 to 15,000 lives lost. But so again, it's like Democrats, more people lost their lives under mashed potato brains Biden in his first year. We have inflation at 8 to 9%. We have contracting GDP growth. We have the reason they're raising interest rates, people, is because they pumped $10 trillion into the economy, because Democrats, media, the people that were worshipped by the wonderful liberals out there, they said you have to end economic activity. And Elon Musk knows all of this. I think that he knows infinitely more than I do about business, and he's a visionary. He's fantastic. But I will say this: Tesla's stock price is gonna collapse, and Bitcoin's gonna crash to. I don't want that to happen, but Tesla's stock price will collapse. Bitcoin will collapse to 10,000 or below. Most cryptos won't be around anymore. Tether will almost certainly will go bankrupt. It is a gigantic Enron, Bernie Madoff type scheme. They're lying about their reserves, my God almighty. And $3 billion in 1 week was withdrawn, and the stable coin was not pegged at $1 any longer, it went to 95 cents. Same thing happened with Terra, but that was an algorithm. This is backed by monopoly money. Backed by currency. Backed by a tiny fraction of dollars. And then, debt and commercial paper and all this. It's like, or foreign government bonds. They're making everything up. They're supposed to have $80 billion or so in cash, or $70+ billion in cash, so they could redeem $70 billion or $10 billion or $20 billion if it leaves within a week or 2 weeks, which could easily happen. It's supposed to be a stable coin. Anyway, the whole thing's gonna tank, and unfortunately, it's the fault of Democrats. Elon Musk knows this. He knows that Twitter is going to be used against him, or could be used against him. Is already being used against him. He wants free speech primarily because it helps his business, it helps him as a human being, it helps the country. Free speech doesn't mean harmful speech. You want to know, Democrats, we have laws, so somebody tell the morally superior and highly educated and the adults in the room, there are already laws protecting Americans in terms of harmful speech. We don't need the sensibilities of liberal Democrats infused within social media algorithms. That has caused an absolute catastrophe, and that's one of the primary reasons we have inflation so high and negative GDP growth. Everything they pushed for was an absolute catastrophe, from ending economic activity to foreign policy we're seeing now to a million different types of, counterproductive. Oh, they want to decarbonize the economy. Oh my God, really? You've now flooded strategic oil reserves. These people, when they touch anything, it turns to the fertilizer that's now 500% more expensive. They have the reverse Midas touch, Democrats. And so the commodities are through the roof because they obliterated supply and demand projections. They wanted to save the planet immediately after they tanked the economy, and then they got sued by 14 states and oil and gas companies, and that's why even Elon Musk is saying, hey, you know what? You better drill. He said that the other month. See, he thinks outside of the box. Well, he actually has logic and reasoning, critical reasoning skills, and he's an intelligent human being. Not right about everything. Nobody is. I'm not right about everything. You're not right about everything. Elon Musk is not right about everything, but he's right a lot of the time. And, not trying to pat myself on the back. I'm right a lot of the time. But that's why you're watching this channel. But I come with the receipts also. Go in the description section. I will explain exactly the dates and the times that I said. It was in September of 2021. I said all this would take place. But see, the thing is, Elon Musk doesn't have to cater or kiss anyone's rear behind. And the Democrats, that's a big problem, big obstacle. Democrats, if you don't think exactly like they do, it's a huge problem. They really think they disown friends and family. and they turn on people within 2 seconds. If you don't, they'll even turn on somebody who doesn't dislike Trump enough. That's how warped and distorted their brain is. Whatever's left of their brains. They'll turn on somebody if they dislike Trump, but not as vehemently as they do. And you hit subscribe right now. Musk is voting for Trump or DeSantis in 2024, and subscribe to the Bitcoin Crash channel. Subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel. We're over 197,000 subs, ladies and gentlemen. Tell your friends about this.